I bought an entire Apple gaming setup that has the brand new MacBook Air with the M4 chip.
So inside of this box right here is the brand new Apple MacBook Air with the M4 chip. And this is honestly the most powerful Apple PC you could buy, since it does have the M4 chip, which is actually really good for gaming, both for gaming natively and also for cloud streaming. The M4 definitely can run games at some really high performance. And not to mention, the MacBook Air does have a 120 Hertz display. And with the M4 chip, we should be able to be above 120 FPS while gaming. So we're definitely going to experience the 120 Hertz display with many games. I actually tested out the Mac Mini with the M4 a few months back. And yeah, that thing was also really powerful. But with this MacBook Air, we have an entire PC. We don't need an external display like the Mac Mini would. And the laptop display is 120 Hertz, which is perfect for this Apple setup. So the MacBook Air I picked up does have the M4 chip with 16 gigs of memory and 256 gigabytes of storage. This is the cheapest one that you could buy, and it comes in at $999. And I'm pretty sure the M4 chip is definitely one of the best Apple processors, especially when it comes for gaming. That should get us well above 120 FPS, probably even more, but it really doesn't matter just because the display is 120 Hertz. But here we have the MacBook Air, and oh my, this thing actually looks really nice. It's like super sleek and slim. Not only can this thing be very powerful for gaming, it's also going to be really good as a laptop. And then inside the box, we also have like the charger, and we also have the power cube right here. And that should be all there is for the packaging. So yeah, I picked up this MacBook in this silver color, and it looks really nice. It's super slim. The only problem with Apple laptops is that it doesn't have a fan. So if it overheats or anything, it's honestly a big problem, especially since we're gonna be gaming on here. And gaming would definitely turn this laptop really hot. But nonetheless, here we have the MacBook Air with the M4 chip, and oh my, it's honestly a perfect laptop. Like, this thing looks really good. But honestly, gaming with Mac OS is definitely going to be really hard, especially because there are a lot of games that will not be supported. But here is the laptop that we're going to be using for the Apple gaming setup. It's honestly a relatively cheap PC with amazing specs, so there should be no problem throwing any games at this thing at all.
Before I continue, I want to let you guys know about this gaming marketplace called Eldorado that provides a bunch of services all the way from currency to in-game boosting, where for the in-game boosting, you guys can hit Unreal from literally any platform. Eldorado features a bunch of verified sellers with amazing currency rate. They even have a money-back guaranteed and 24/7 live support to help fight against scammers. Eldorado features over 200 games, so if you guys are looking for that specific cosmetic, Eldorado got you covered. So make sure to check out Eldorado, which will be linked in the description, and make sure to use code KING to save 5% off.
Now moving on to Apple's peripherals, this right here is the Apple Magic Keyboard. And just take a look at the box. This thing is like super slim and like small. The box is kind of like the size of a 60% gaming keyboard. Now obviously it's not going to be ideal to game on this keyboard. Especially because this thing is not even a mechanical gaming keyboard. But since this is an all Apple setup, you guys already know this thing was super overpriced. So this Apple Magic Keyboard cost me $100, which is just ridiculous for something that cannot even game well. But for like office work and like schoolwork and stuff, it's definitely a pretty solid keyboard. You guys can see this thing is just super slim. And yeah, this thing is kind of like the size of a 60% keyboard. I think this might be like a 65% keyboard type. And then inside the box, we have the USB-C cable, but I'm pretty sure this keyboard could also be used as like a wireless keyboard. You can go ahead and just connect it through Bluetooth or something. And that's all there is inside the box. Definitely not too much going on. So yeah, Apple definitely has a really simplistic packaging. Go ahead and take this keyboard out. I actually can't believe I paid $100 for this thing. Like, I'm not even gonna use this thing in the future. That's how useless this thing is gonna be. But for people who build like an entire Apple setup, this is the keyboard they will be using. It's definitely really slim. It's also like really light. I'm pretty sure this thing weighs like less than a pound. It's close to like 0.5 pounds, something like that. But here is what the typing sounds like on this keyboard. And I mean, it's definitely not gonna be a mechanical sound. And honestly, I just hope this keyboard is just super responsive. But other than that, there should be no problems gaming with this keyboard. Other than the fact that this thing is just super small and compact. You might accidentally click another key, but that's literally all there is to it. It's basically just like an office keyboard branded with Apple. I already know this thing is gonna suck for gaming. I literally spent $100 on this thing. I don't know why. And for that price, I definitely expected it to be a lot more premium, but it definitely feels like pretty cheap. You could actually just bend this thing with like 50% of your power. That's literally how cheap this thing is. Now let's go ahead and move on to the Apple mouse. I'm actually gonna be really pissed if this mouse is just like super heavy. And obviously this mouse is not gonna have any side buttons. So when I do play some games that I usually play, I have to change the keybinds since the mouse doesn't have any side buttons. But holy, this thing is so small. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like the scissor is almost the size of this mouse. That's actually ridiculous. This is the smallest mice I've ever seen. But yeah, once again, this is a super overpriced peripheral from Apple. So this is the Apple Magic Mouse, which cost me literally $80. And here it is. I mean, definitely a really, really small mouse. I'm not even sure if this thing could be wireless, because I know inside we have the USB-C cable, and that's about it. So yeah, once again, I think you just connect it wirelessly through Bluetooth, which is gonna have somewhat of a delay when you're actually using the peripherals, which is definitely gonna suck, but we're already playing on a non-gaming peripheral. It can't get any worse. Yeah, here we have it, the Apple Magic Mouse. I honestly feel like the G Pro Superlight might honestly weigh less than this mouse, even though this mouse looks definitely a lot smaller. The entire build of this mouse is like super slim. We have like these mouse glide areas on the bottom, which is kind of weird since usually the glides are on like the top and the bottom, but these are like on the sides. And also you cannot charge this thing while actually using it because the charging cable is actually on the bottom. So this thing literally cannot function if you're actually charging it, which kind of like is super odd. That's actually a really weird design. And then also this mouse only has like one button. Usually on a mouse there's two buttons, but this Apple Magic Mouse is literally just one button. I'm actually not sure how it's gonna operate when gaming. Imagine when you're trying to shoot someone and you're just like aiming in. I don't even know how this thing is gonna work. But yeah, an $80 mouse. Honestly, it's just like a huge scam, but we're gonna test this thing out. I mean, it's not gonna be good for gaming for sure. You can't even change like the DPI and stuff on here, I'm pretty sure. I'm definitely gonna have to like get used to it. It's definitely really small on my hands, as you guys can see. It's not too bad. It's definitely gonna be better when I place it. Oh! But yeah, it's gonna be a lot better when I place it on a mouse pad, that's for sure. So here is what the entire Apple gaming setup is looking like. So right here, we have the brand new MacBook Air with the M4 chip. And the M4 chip is definitely really powerful. It has long battery life and also is really good for gaming. The only problem is we literally cannot run Fortnite natively from this MacBook. There is honestly a way, but you guys have to like edit the code of Fortnite and it's honestly bannable. So we're not gonna be doing that, and it's also controller only. So yeah, the only bad thing is we have to run Fortnite through GeForce Now, but there are other games that we could test out through this MacBook, like CS2 and also Minecraft, which should be able to run really well, especially since we have the M4 chip. And then for the keyboard, we have the Magic Keyboard from Apple. It's honestly like the size of a 60% keyboard. And obviously this thing isn't a mechanical keyboard, so gaming is just gonna feel really weird. Since this is a keyboard made from Apple, we're gonna be using this thing for the Apple setup. And next to that, we have the Magic Mouse, which in my opinion is the worst peripheral that Apple actually made, especially for gaming, because this thing just feels super weird. If I'm playing Fortnite and I need to reset my build, I literally have to just scroll. It feels weird because there isn't a scroll wheel, but Apple does have Steam, so you guys can honestly download a ton of games on Steam, and it can run really well, probably well above like 120 FPS. We definitely need to test out a bunch of games on this MacBook. All right, so first we're just gonna try out Fortnite running GeForce Now onto this MacBook. And even though Fortnite isn't running natively through this MacBook, we're just gonna be seeing how good this MacBook can run GeForce Now, since it still takes processing power to actually run GeForce Now. Okay, so I'm running GeForce Now through the free membership, so it really doesn't matter, but right now we're getting only 60 FPS. I think they capped it on like the free GeForce Now membership, but we do have it on 1920 by 1200, which is a 16 by 10 aspect ratio. And then everything else is just on low. All right, let's go ahead and see how good these Apple peripherals are for gaming. And just right off the bat, this mouse is just really, really slow. Might have to turn up my sensitivity a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and start building. Oh my God. This thing feels so slow. Like GeForce Now has a ton of delay, as you guys can see. And then worst of all, this mouse is just super unresponsive. It almost feels like I'm playing on mobile with everything just super unresponsive and everything having a delay while I try to press. Like the keyboard is fine. I just think it's the mouse. All right, let me go ahead and try to build at like full speed. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so hard to play. If this wasn't GeForce Now, it would definitely be a lot easier to play, but fortunately on Mac OS, there's no Fortnite like directly from the MacBook to download. On second thought, I think I'm just gonna connect this MacBook to a monitor. It's honestly a really bad playing experience with that such small display. So hopefully it's better by connecting a monitor to it. I'm pretty sure you do need like one of these adapters to actually connect through like HDMI. I'm pretty sure the MacBook doesn't have an HDMI port. And yeah, with this monitor, it definitely feels a lot more like a complete gaming setup. I do have a 240 hertz monitor connected. Not that it even matters, just because we're still running at 60 FPS. Yeah, I gotta get used to like this Apple keyboard. A lot of things are really different compared to like the Windows ones. Actually, like really hard to play with this mouse. Like even when I turned up the settings and everything, it still feels like super. What, bro? How do you aim? Wait, there's no aim button with this mouse. You can't aim with this mouse. Wait, how do you actually aim? You literally cannot aim with this magic mouse. I just realized that. Everything that you press on this mouse is just, I think, like the left key. And there's no way I'm gonna be able to do anything. It's actually so hard to play with this like mouse, bro. Literally, this Apple mouse is not made for gaming at all. Edit. Bro, oh my God, I hate this mouse. Oh, I can't even shockwave. Get me out. Oh my. Bro, it's so hard to play. You literally cannot press the right key for your mouse. So basically, we literally just cannot aim. You literally cannot ADS, so I don't know how I'm gonna do in like CS2 or something. I could be wrong. I mean, there might be a way that you could use the right key for your mouse. Oh my, I'm dead. Like, I'm dead. Yo, it's, oh, this mouse, bro. This mouse is definitely not ideal for gaming at all. Literally at all, this thing is not ideal at all. I'm dead. Oh my, yo, it's actually really hard to play. All right, so now we're gonna be seeing how much FPS we can get on Minecraft. I'm also gonna turn everything to the highest graphics, just so we could really push this MacBook to its fullest power. Oh my God, bro, how do I even... I'm so confused with like the Apple's keyboard. Like, I don't even know what's going on. All right, so now I got Minecraft opened up, and as you guys can see from our FPS, playing on MacBook, we're getting at about 120-ish FPS, which honestly directly reflects the refresh rate that this MacBook actually has, which is definitely pretty good since we're running at 120 FPS and this MacBook is 120 hertz display. But I mean, let's go ahead and bump up the settings. We're just gonna literally put everything to like the highest you can. So in video settings, let's go ahead and set the graphics to fabulous, which is like, I believe the highest. Render distance all the way to the highest. Simulation distance all the way to the highest. What else can we change? Clouds, let's keep it on fancy. All right, so this should be like the highest that you could set Minecraft at without any like mods or anything. And we're running at about 93, 92 FPS. I haven't played Minecraft in a long time. With this keyboard, it definitely feels pretty nice, but the mouse is probably the biggest problem. Anything you hit is just the left click and there's literally like no right click for it. But yeah, moving around different areas of the map, we're still running at about like 75 FPS now. It's honestly a pretty good playing experience. Minecraft is natively running through the M4 MacBook. And you guys can see it shows the display as 1920 by 1080, showing the Apple M4. So yeah, this kind of gives you a perspective of how games would run natively through this MacBook. If many other games also had like Mac OS support for their games, you should be able to run a pretty consistent like 75-ish FPS with the M4. But yeah, Minecraft definitely runs pretty good. Okay, so another popular game you guys could actually run natively through Mac OS is Roblox. I'm pretty sure you can just go ahead and download the exe file. I think you can just go ahead and download Roblox just like that. And yeah, we just have Roblox open up through the Roblox app. And I'm pretty sure Roblox can run at 240 40 FPS. And also, I'm just gonna set the graphics all the way to the highest as well. But nonetheless, right now on Roblox, we're running at about 86 to 92 FPS. All the graphics are on high, so we can go ahead and just turn it all back to low and see how much FPS we can get. So yeah, let's drop the graphics quality. And as you guys can see, we're getting above like 120 FPS now. So yeah, I just feel like all the games run at 120 FPS cap, just so it can match the MacBook's display refresh rate. Yeah, we're still running 120 FPS stable. That's actually really good for Roblox. Oh, what just happened? Bro, what is even happening? Yo, is this keyboard bugging? Is this keyboard like tripping out? Bro, I did not switch my... What is going on? I don't know what's going on, but I need to turn up my sensitivity again. What is going on? I'm not even switching my guns. I promise you, I'm not switching my guns. Okay? Dude, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm not even switching my guns. I don't even know what's making the guns like switch automatically, but... Oh, it's because the scroll wheel of this mouse. I think sometimes we're detecting it as a scroll wheel. A scroll wheel or something, so it just automatically switches my gun. That makes sense. That's actually making sense now. Okay, nice. Just a little bit of touch right here, and it thinks you're scroll wheel. That's actually like really, really bad if you're gaming. Where is he? Right here, right here, right here. Where? Right here. Let's go, let's go. All right, so now I got CSGO opened up. Since for some reason, CS2 literally cannot download on this Mac. But yeah, right now we're pushing at about 160, 170 FPS. Yeah, everything is on the highest and we're pushing at about 160 FPS. Okay, drop down to around 90, but oh crap. Do I suck? Okay. The scroll wheel problem happens on this. Yeah, I'm just in a full lobby of bots, but these are on expert bots, especially with the scroll wheel thing. As you guys can see, this thing just sense any type of movement as scroll wheel for some reason. Nonetheless, with this MacBook, CSGO runs at about a consistent 80 FPS now. You literally cannot ADS, you literally cannot do anything. Oh my, yo, I'm losing the bots, bro. I'm losing the freaking bot. Oh, there's like 3 of them. I quit. There's no way, bro. There's no way. All right, GG's, man, GG's.